is going to be evaluating a person who's apparently known as Billy Camrick Carson II. Producer, actor, author, Compendium of the Emerald Tablets. That's mostly what he's talked about. He's also been apparently in a film, maybe. And the references mostly lead to his own self-described statements, otherwise known as Billy Carson. This is another webpage that has information about him. He was born in 1971, Queens, New York. Did a lot of things in Miami. And he's a little over 6 feet tall, etc. Claim. 2017 MIT certification course in neuroscience. Also listed as a specific term for it. And then 2019 Harvard University Ancient Civilizations course. Not just used for search engine ranking there, I'm sure. Also a founder of a couple of groups of businesses and a quote-unquote serial entrepreneur from a very early age. The MIT Certificate of Science, if you look it up as stated, apparently that's how it's listed here. Let me look it up again. It doesn't really mention it. But it's listed as an MIT Certificate of Science. The only reference that shows that, Certificate of Science, and MIT, Billy Carson, Conspiracy Theorem, Billy Carson, Billy Carson. Okay, and I have another version of it where I have it in with the actual spelling he uses with MIT with periods between it. Initialism. Again, only Billy Carson apparently has a, quote, Certificate of Science from MIT. When you look up Certificate of Science MIT, but don't include the quotes, it indicates that it's a Certificate of Science research by doing their online courses. Dear MIT and every college, if you're going to make something that sounds like any sort of endorsement by your organization of anybody who can possess something, a certificate of anything, if you do that, you deserve to be called dumbasses if it isn't a PhD or some sort of class taken and something. So anyway, as for Harvard, I'm not looking it up because I can't find that Harvard University has a listing of ancient aliens and ancient technology and ancient civilizations, all the meme words we see off Discovery Channel, being a class course that they're willing to endorse. So we're going to skip that. So let's look at what he actually does. He has his own website, but let's go to YouTube. This is the archive stack I just made. Some of these are of the individual tabs for his channel, and some of it are specific ways of interpreting one of the tabs, specifically the video tab, to show us something useful. This is the short version of the URL without HTTPS and without www that I did specifically to force it to sort the videos by date, popularity, and most recent date versus oldest. This is his home page. It shows a 54-second, montage and that sort of thing. And it also shows music videos, album singles, uploads, and shorts that he's put up, sorted. When you look at his playlist page, it shows you all sorts of things, including supposedly a listing on the first video for Biohack Your Best Life of an explanation of his credentials, etc. That I would encourage you to read or watch. A person with only two things, MIT and Harvard, should have a carte de visite and or resume that it doesn't require me log in anywhere. It's just simply stated on his website. Now, I'm sure it does, but I'm doing this based on what people will look up. They will look up his YouTube videos, and they will look up, when you look up Billy Carson, 4bidden knowledge as he has typed here, and resume or education, his page doesn't come up first. It doesn't. Wiki bios and YouTube wikis come up. I'm sure his main page has all the data, but it isn't search engine optimized. I don't think this guy would skip that. Here it is, the community page with his postings on various things, and that's useful. Then we get to his channel listing. He doesn't list any other channels. It's a blank page. Billy Carson's self-described statements about the compendium of the Emerald Tablets, one of his books, he goes on about that. That's something associated with the Egyptian god Thoth, and the secret space program, which is what I've been told to look him up about. The Emerald Tablets were created in the 8th or 9th century AD, 800 to 900 AD. That's the oldest dates that you can attribute to it correctly. Now, in here, under the word nonsense, the oldest documentable source for the text is the Kitab Sir al-Azhar, a pseudo-Aristotelian a compendium of advice for rulers authored by that person, Al-Abdir, I can't pronounce it, around 800 AD. Either the date or the attribution or both is incorrect for someone else in the 1100 ADs. So, is this ancient, archaic knowledge, the Emerald Tablet, even Egyptian? It's an Arabic source of information. And it's being depicted in many, many ways. And I'm sorry, but why would someone on YouTube taking the word of Thoth as gospel be useful? It was enjoyed by the Philosopher's Stone kind of people who wanted to artificially create gold. By the way, you can create gold, but you have to use a nuclear power plant and a particle accelerator, and we know how to do that now. You know the Philosopher's Stone and all of the other stuff from those days aren't real, right? They were wishful thinking and stories. Right? The expression as above, so below, a modern paraphrase of the second verse of the tablet, supposed tablet, has become an often cited motto. The most widely divulged medieval Latin translation. Divulged? Okay, let's get to the point. The Emerald Tablet data has a lack of a chain of evidence back to its source. Has a lot of people saying things about it that are overtly not true. I've actually covered this in a previous video on a previous channel that was deleted a long time ago. But the point I'm making here is it's supposed to be the gospel according to Thoth. So, okay. This is his video page, sorted by doing DD versus P for popularity versus DA for sorting the oldest first and DD current date. Current videos, 900 views, 1,000 views, 2,000 views. My YouTube channel used to get views like that until YouTube started shit-canning my view counts, or more accurately, just not letting people find out if they're subscribed to me that they've got a video to watch. So I understand that his numbers could drop a lot. Now we can go back here and look at months and months ago, 3 months ago. We can keep going down this line here. It's not that difficult. The farthest we can go back here is, it's the entire 4 years he's been in existence. Okay, so he has one screen's worth, or several screens, let's do the tab trick, of videos for 4 years. Hold on, excuse me, you got to do it right. Is it going to do it? Here we go. It's not doing it. I don't have keyboard function. Okay, but anyway, he has 4 years worth of videos up here. And I wonder if there's a trend here. But he doesn't have that many videos. Let's see what the most popular video is. It's 127,000 views. Billy Carson and Tara Swart unlock the science behind spirituality. There isn't any. Then we get one on the god Thoth. Secrets of Ancient History. Matthew LaCroix joins him. The Egyptian god Thoth is credited with the invention of geometry, astronomy, and medicine. Yes, and Thor is the god of thunder and lightning. The power of DNA and how to quantum entangle with the universal consciousness. But are you getting its consent first? How our thoughts create reality. They don't. He doesn't have a mail order degree in the subject matter here because I'm not sure he had it mailed. I want to see an actual confirmable and verifiable listing of what he's learned. He's done music, but he plays up that that he does music, but it's actually a music producing company or group that he created and he added himself into. He lists an MIT certificate that only shows up if you look it up verbatim the way he types it for him and him alone. And something about, ancient aliens, ancient civilizations and ancient something at another. He's using, what would be funny is if he had a history of actually going through a community college course on physics. Because that would mean we could confirm it easily and it would be legit. People who bring up famous named locations to learn things very often are lying, but not always. Or at least embellishing. Holographic multi-universe, the Emerald Tablets Beyond with him and Gerald Clark. Thoughts manifest reality. Again, no they don't. And here's the video sorted by year. Instagram Live, Billy Carson, Forbidden Knowledge, and he shows a chunk of a tablet, or at least a molding of it. Hurricane Harvey, and Hurricane Harvey again 3 years ago, got him some popularity. 3,000 views for the holographic universe, but only 500 views talking about the supplies not available for Hurricane Harvey. What else? Puerto Rico, hurricane victim meals, 3 years ago. Cheesecake Factory. But based on popularity alone, let's look up popularity alone. That's much more useful. That will tell us what people want. He's obviously looking it up and seeing what gets him views. Mars Mysteries and the Secret Space Program. Ah, yes, he mentioned that before. Exact technique needed to manifest things in your reality. Again, that's not how it works. Multiverse again. Mysteries of the Past, Anunnaki, God. And I want to talk about prosperity teachings where you don't claim to be a church or you do, where you teach people to pray away the poor. It doesn't work. Holographic Universe, Instagram Live. Well, Instagram could be described as a hologram in some ways. UFOs, UAPs. And then the quote I got, by the way, the Emerald Tablets aren't emerald, and Thoth wasn't real. Okay, let's look at the most useful, oddly enough, and also most nice statements about him that's on this Wikipedia, Encyclopedia of Verified Editors, etc., I guess. I'm saying this, that it appears that he is fluffing his credentials. He talks about manifesting reality by basically praying away the poor. He seems to be part of the prosperity church type group, don't know. He has made assertions in other videos and other media that I'm not going to bother linking to about secret space programs, and somebody mentioned shipping stuff to Mars every 6 months. And he seems obsessed with a non-existent entity called Thoth that may or may not have said or written something which is not possible, and it being actually the word of a bunch of Arabic people in 800 AD. And somehow we're supposed to listen to this guy. Along with an MIT certificate that may not exist except only on references to him. As for Harvard, etc., I don't know or care. There are more idiots that come out of high-end colleges than you might believe. If he had a ordinary existence and an ordinary history that doesn't sound like he's fluffing himself for, an interview, I'd be a little bit happier with him. And some of you would not like that. Some of you would look down on him if he said, yeah, I have a community college education in physics, and then I went to MIT and got a certificate in the sciences, just as a certificate that I was able to complete an MIT entry-level training, which is what that sounds like. But that would be real. It would maybe be ordinary or not very impressive, but it would be reality-based. I'm not seeing an attempt to remove all doubt about his history, his education, etc. Is he an author? Yeah. Has he done music? Yeah. But he basically runs the music company, so he can make himself a musician. Is he a best-selling author? A New York Times bestseller or what? I mean, lots of different entities or groups can claim that you're a bestseller. Do I believe this individual is a complete, unmitigated failure as a human or anything like that? No. Do I believe he has anything to offer? Food for thought and interesting subject matter? Sure. At 127,000 views at peak 3 months ago, I do not see this individual as being extremely influential on YouTube, but that doesn't mean anything either. Bringing up Egyptian god Thoth as a source for data that isn't even able to be directly or even indirectly attributed to him is garbage. Saying that you can manifest reality by simply believing in it and talking about holographic universes are all intertwined with a group of people that teach themselves to be, well, disempowered. That's what I've seen out of it. I don't see this individual bringing anything useful to critique, debunk, or confirm. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Good luck.